Ghana, seen as a model for Africa and developing countries, has been highly commended by the international community for the steps she's taken to promote good governance and apply her resources for the good of the people. The commendation came during presentations at the Ford Foundation in the U.S., at which Britain and Ghana led in the discussions on governance. Napoleon Atukito reports.
British Prime Minister David Cameron and Ghana's President John Dramani Mahama shared the platform on the sidelines of the UN meetings here in New York when it came to discussions about transparency, accountability and good governance. While Britain stood as an advocate for those causes, Ghana appeared to represent a case study. At the end of the day, what the discussions sought to achieve was to determine whether implementation and rhetorics are connecting.
Transparency International, who've been leading the fight against corruption across the world. Now the task we've got ahead of us is to replace the Millennium Development Goals. They have done an extraordinary amount to improve our world, to tackle poverty, to tackle want and need. And in replacing them, we have got a sacred trust, and we have got to get it right.
Transparency and accountability is even more critical for us in the developing world than the developed world, because resources are thin and we need to spread those resources to be able to improve the lives of our people and create prosperity for them. And so if you have a situation where people are able to steal money through corruption, then it means that the resources available for strengthening public health care systems, for providing education to young people, for ensuring that people in our country are well nourished and are not stunted, suffer stunted growth because they cannot get the right nutrition, those are responsibilities that government must take on. And indeed the whole society must take on to ensure that we are able to prevent such corruption.
On every indicator of poverty, whether it is children dying before the age of 5, whether it is girls missing out on education, women dying in childbirth, the statistics are absolutely clear. The more corruption in your society, the poorer your people are. Look at the broad sweep of history, and it shows that a nation's prosperity is not determined by its geography, or its climate, or its people's ethnicity, or its religion. It is determined by the openness and accountability of its government and the strength of its institutions.
The most important instrument in the fight against corruption is a free, open, and vibrant media landscape. And I dare say that the media in Ghana is probably the freest and most vibrant in the world. If you wake up as president and the political talk shows start at 6 a.m., they start at 6 a.m. and end at 10 a.m. If you survive that period as president, then you will survive the rest of the day.
President John Dramani Mahama admitted to certain limitations to Ghana's anti-corruption drive. He cites the Commission on Human Rights and Administrative Justice as not fully empowered to initiate its own processes except for the complaints that are lodged with it. For his part, David Cameron says that to the individuals, groups, organizations, and governments that would like to sidestep the rules of the game, they should be isolated and dealt with accordingly. From New York, Napoleon Atukito reporting.